to be fair. Now this is a solid battle. Rhodey and Calvin.
Rhodey's certainly gotten better as the season's gone on as well. So Rhodey Knowles in the MTF Finance Cambridge S13 and Calvy Clark in the Smith Industries. Cole Armstrong down the centre there. He's Calvy's spotter. Oh, no, he hasn't got a radio on him.
Shouldn't Guy Maxwell be in his car? I can see him down there. I think he's signing autographs or kissing babies or something. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm sure he should be at his car. I like paging drifters over the PA system. It's always fun. I have done a few probably questionable things over the years, Tony. It's one of the perks of being a commentator, right? Particularly when it's not on Facebook or anything else. At an event, you can get people
Say
to do stuff.
Want.
Yeah, there we go. Rhodey Knowles will lead out MTF Cambridge. They reckon they can just about finance everything, but Calv is not going to make this easy for him, but he's sitting real shallow to the inside.
Oh, look at the proximity that Calvin's got all over Rhodey, though, and it was quite a hard chasing run as well. So Calvy doing a great job, and Rhodey's going to over-rotate. Calvy's going to get lost in the smoke from the burnout there. Cole is down there fist pumping. Yep. Calvy's stoked.
Cole is down there remaining impartial as always. Having a bit of fun as Cole Armstrong. He's so passionate about the sport. I mean, I actually think, if I'm right, the first time we had him in the commentary box was actually here.
Ah.
And what actually happened was he broke his car in like the top 32 at a D1 round, and he was so disappointed. He came up and he just hard on the sleeve and he just commentated. He did a great job, and then he ended up basically getting the crowd to cheer until he was allowed to go out and finish his last set of tyres. It was one of those great D1 moments, right, that you want that hometown hero to be out there just putting on the show. As Calvin Clark accelerates away off the line, Rhodey Knowles Rhodey sat a long way back, Tony. I don't know if he missed the start there or whether this is intentional.
Might have just been the power of the SR20.
Is it RB now?
Under the bonnet. Oh, has he put an RB into it now?
I thought Steve said it might have been RB before, but then I know how much Steve loves RB motors, so I don't know if he was just pulling my leg. Rhodey's got untidy though. Rhodey will be he'll be disappointed. I think Rhodey had big hopes for this weekend, promoting I Am Hope, doing a lot of social media activations, doing a lot of stuff for his supporters leading into this event. So I think, Rhodey will be... Calvin Clark rides the wall home. Put your hands together for Calvin. I love how these boys step up on their home track. They just absolutely throw it down as Calvin Clark just absolutely hazed the bags coming round the Valvoline Mimico wall ride. And we got some more information coming through there, Tony. Every time your phone goes off, I feel like we're going to get something from the pits or something from somewhere. It's great having so many eyes. Social media is a wonderful thing, just having so many eyes on what's going on out there now. Calv, I'd say, has got this one pretty well in the bag, and that's going to put Calv against Case potentially, or Jake. I mean, odds on form at the moment. I don't mean to be disrespectful to Jake, but you've got to think that there's going to be some amazing battles coming. Now, do we know what's now with us due to go live at 3 to Sky? What happens there, Tony? Is that going to? Do we know if we're just going to switch over, or?
Yeah, so there will be a half an hour downtime that we need to switch the cameras and everything over. But in that time, there'll be some driver signing sessions. If you are in the venue, Mercury Baypark Stadium, welcome along. The crowd is certainly building.
So do the battles continue, or are we trying to finish this through? Yeah, I'm pretty sure
we need to get through as quick as we possibly can. Right. Very tight schedule.
So we'll run this through to 8, is that right, or we'll top 4?
Yeah, so meant to go to Sky. So there was from 2:30, which is meant to be very short.
Yeah,
actually.
I'm just wondering there. So Pro Sports should be signing, but obviously that's probably out a little bit because the Pro Sports are doing their 16s, but we had a couple of one more times, a couple of other things that happen. So, it is supposed to be, so maybe we've just run this. Okay, so the 16's still got to happen, so we've got to run through 7 of these. So I'd say that we probably will just stay here. I honestly don't know. Look, we'll try and clarify as much as we can as the information comes to hand. Matty J, currently in 3rd place, Psycho J. Now, that's an interesting way to warm up your tyres. Spinning out, getting a whole lot of crap all over them. That wasn't what Matty J, I don't think, was intending to do there. Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship, the Pro Sport Development Class, 235 wide tyres. On all of these cars here, the pros run a 265 wide semi-slick tyre. If you're wondering basically what the difference is, if you try and stick your finger into a normal road tyre, it pushes back underneath you. If you try and push your finger into like a semi-slick race tyre, you'll feel it have a little bit of give. Not quite like drag tyre soft, but certainly a bit more spongy than you would expect of a normal radial tyre. Matty J to lead away. He has James Dudley in the chase. James Dudley sitting down low while Matty J sits up high around the Repco wall right into the adjustment zone there. They look beautiful, don't they, transitioning off that wall. That's going to be a great shot later on in the night. Matty J. Dirt drop.
2 wheels as well by the looks of that from up here,
Warren. I'm going to say 1. I reckon it's 1. I think the angle fools you. I think it can look like 2 sometimes, but I think it is 1 for Matty J, but that is going to hurt him. But he is at the same time. Now, I've seen this happen before. Like Matty J, apart from that, very strong lead run, right? So he's going to get a deduction. But it is possible to still win with a drop in your lead, right?
Yeah, so it's just a heavy deduction, isn't it?
Yeah, because if you drive to the qualifying line and deliver a perfect chaseable run, then while you get a markdown, the onus is still on the chase driver to deliver that proximity chase, right? So Matty J made that mistake. But apart from that, like if you watch this Mimico, the Valvoline Mimico closeout here, you heard the crowd pop, right?
Yeah.
That was a Matty J right out on the wall there. So I honestly think that there's still some work here to do for James Dudley. I think you could take a simple view and go, oh, maybe James Dudley has got sort of a little bit of an advantage, but if anything, you'd call it 5-5, I reckon, at the moment. The work here is still going to have to be done by one of these drivers. One of these drivers needs to put an exclamation point on it and claim the win.
Speaking of these drivers as well, Matty J, he is currently sitting 3rd in the championship, so trying to close out the podium and will... Yeah, he'll definitely suffer if he doesn't get through this battle. So Matty J in the MCA will fabrication and welding.
How close is he in points to Pete Drever in second?
Haven't checked up on that, but a great chase around the proximity is really good on James Dudley from Matty J. Oh, so close on the switch as well. Yeah, and he needs to be not so aggressive. He's going to over-rotate here.
Matty J's taking himself out. But you're just going to have a day. That's what I was talking about earlier. That's where you trap yourself, where you get overly aggressive. And it's that fine balance. Like we were talking before about the learnings that a Dean Young would take from Central Drift Team, right?
Yeah.
That's what that difference is.
And Matty J comes to close out his run, up on the wall.
That's an angry Matty J. That's an I'm grumpy at myself, Matty J. You can read it in the body language of the way that they drive the cars back, and that's unfortunate for him. Steve Soul, we were going to try and get him up here for a chat, weren't we? Is Soul Train here?
Yeah, I just had a message from him.
We might. I mean, it might be one of those chats because it's got a bit of international video. I don't know. Maybe you'll keep it for the live broadcast this afternoon, and just in case there's a bit of a downtime during the Sky broadcast. Maybe Steve Soul Train might want to come up here and give us a bit of a view of what it was like. Dan Mackey, good to see you, mate. Look forward to catching up with you at World Time Attack shortly. Still waiting to hear who the most overrated Australian drifter ever is. We all know the answer to that one. Here we go, Daniel Edwards and Dean Young. Where's the Dean Young team at? Where's the Dean Young fans? There we go, they're loud and proud down there. Yeah. Whenever you hear that limiter coming off the track, that's I am unhappy and I would quite like to come back and destroy my remaining sets of tyres in a very vigorous burnout. Now, Daniel Edwards, if I'm right, is also one of the real rising stars of pro sport. He's been talked about a little bit as being in a similar vein to Case. Plenty of talent, plenty of sim work, just nice and smooth, nice and aggressive. Dean Young, obviously, is same sort of thing where, the boys are going to put on a little show for us early, are they? Going to do a little tandem circle work. That's what we want to have happen later too. We didn't really get a full resolution to if the crowd actually wanted to see Westside Rotor and Drift Corp out there doing a train or not. I mean, I did mention before that the most cars and track we've had doing a train is 6. At 7, Motorsport New Zealand get very, very unhappy with you. That would be 7 cars, but hey, those guys aren't coming back to drive ever again, so it doesn't really matter, right? right? It'll only just be. I mean, Brendan said the concrete took 10 years off his life anyway, right? So, what's another 10 years off? Maybe we can find our judges' cars as well. Should we let Danum, Joel, and Andrew out there too, and see what they do if we give them cars?
Good.
All right, here we go. Dean Young in the chase position, and Daniel Edwards on the lead. Rock and Rubble sponsored. I get confused between the 13, Sylvia, whatever you call them. They're all the same. Look at Dean Young. Look at Dean Young.
Needs to be careful.
He's lost himself. He lost himself.
He had to give him enough room for the switch, but a great lead run as well. Very chaseable. Dean Young staying up in the pocket.
I think Dean Young's almost. He's made another mistake. He's got himself lost, and the wheels have almost come straight there for Dean Young. He's almost got too eager on it. Daniel Edwards out front has done a nice job, but Dean Young in the chase position, still a very popular man, is, See, the way that he's driving, right, I wouldn't put it past him to come out here and smash like a 95 level qualifying pass, right? He's not going to hand this to Daniel Edwards.
Jeez, look at the smoke lingering on the way up.
That's angry Dean Young playing catch-up. That's what that one was. So we are making our way through the top 16 to try and find our top 8 before we go to our live Sky Sport broadcast this afternoon. Tony G and Warren Sear on commentary duties, while Stephen Cole are taking care of their Sky Sport preparations. We are in the 16 at the moment. We have 3 more battles to go after this, and then there will be a downtime of around half an hour while the cameras are reset for Sky TV. Dean Young has the work to do.
Crowds in behind him. There's certainly plenty of noise coming from downstairs.
Do you know, just out of interest, does Dean Young run comms?
Yeah, certainly would. Surely
so
he'll have a spotter somewhere.
So he won't. So it's not a cell phone. It's not a message or anything. Dean Young's. I'm genuinely curious, right? How real time the feedback is in terms of some of these cars, right? Some of them have the full race radio setups in the ears, and then others they're very mechanical. It's a text. It's good bro or whatever, or need to be out further here. So just wondering there if Dean does have a full headset on and knows what's going on here.
So Dean Young takes off on the line. He's trying to get one up on the 45.
Yeah, Dean Young's throwing aggressively here, so Dean Young's going to try and drive away here from Daniel Edwards, make Daniel Edwards work for this victory here if he can try and get it. Dean Young nice out front here. Daniel Edwards closes up in behind. Is there going to be a mistake from Daniel Edwards, or will Dean Young get the job done? Now Daniel Edwards did drive to the inside there, so has Dean Young done enough here to put the pressure on Edwards? Or will it be left in the judge's hands? Dean Young going to come back along the wall, make some noise for the wing has come off, the plate's come off. Dean Young on the wall, and Daniel Edwards right in the pocket. Wow, put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Young leaving no stone unturned. He was not going to make that easy for Daniel Edwards. What's that wing worth now, Tony? You reckon that one's going on?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know what that wing was worth actually.
Yeah, they're usually carbon, aren't they? The boys don't like putting the fiberglass ones or the fake ones on there. They're quite often quite expensive. So we'll go to the judge's hands. Was there some comms there too, Tony, about what's going on? Where are we? Are we just going to keep working through, or are we?
Yeah, we're 5 minutes time, so only 5 minutes left of the live stream. If you are on the Facebook live stream, 5 minutes left. So we'll try and get through as many of these battles as we can. And the lead up to that.
I think we're going to get one half of the tree done, and I reckon we're going to be coming back for the other side probably after that. So my guess is we'll probably get this one maybe, and Scott Keegan and Curtis Lee. Dean, what was the call there? Was that? I missed that call, Tony. What's the call?
Hang on a minute.
What's the call? Based on the response, I feel like the pop was for Dean, but what's happened here? What's going on here? Hang on, They've come back. Are they saying it's a one more time? Is it? Or what is the call here?
I feel I don't want to say this because I'm a Dean Young fan, but it is.
It's gone to Daniel Edwards. Daniel Edwards gets the call. But Dean Young, put your hands together again for Dean Young. Threw it all on the line. So I think we'll get Scott Keegan and Curtis Lilly and maybe Ryan Parry and Pete Drever done, but then maybe a bit of a hold on things, because obviously we are time certain in terms of going to air, and that will pretty much be the end of me for today. I'll be back for the Drift King Parade unless something else happens and I get sent up here while Steve or Stephen or Cole go hunting for information or insight or whatever else goes on here at D1NZ. I'm going to wander around and catch up with some of the former Drift Kings, head out the back, check out this hard park you've been telling me about, Tony.
Yeah, there's all sorts happening at the back as well. There's the food carts, there's the coffee carts. We've also got the bar open as well.
Can't be that many GA tickets, right? If you're sitting at home on the fence wondering if you should come down, there can't be many tickets left because this place is starting to pack out. I reckon there's maybe, what do you reckon, there's maybe a couple of hundred at most left?
Yeah, no, there's certainly the seats filling up and it's looking fantastic out there. Welcome along if you are here live at Baypark Mercury Stadium. We will continue our coverage on through as far as commentary goes as we get through the top 16, but unfortunately for the Facebook Live watchers, it will be across to Sky Sport TV. For the top 8, you will miss a few battles, but that's fine.
Oh, so we're staying there. So we're going to keep commentating,
yeah, so
are we? So
we'll
we're going to stay here,
and
right?
I'll keep running through the top 16.
So bye-bye, okay, so sorry, Facebook land, maybe Tony can go live on himself. We'll have Tony Cam. Scott Keegan out front. Scott Keegan from the Naki. And Scott Keegan, I'm pretty sure, is, unless I'm mistaken, is one of New Zealand's top ATV racers, Tony. A man who is an absolute... Whoa, that's it, overcooked.
So, big mistake there.
Scotty Keegan out front was looking strong. Are you going to do Tony G Cam, Just on you?
No, absolutely not.
No commentary of drifting, just Tony's face. That's all you can see as he yells at the camera. You don't reckon that one will be a big ratings winner?
I've been trying to find and follow the comments, but my computer's been playing up here. Something's going on with the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Our apologies if you are on the live stream and can't hear... or have sent us comments. We sort of lost it a while ago. Basically what happened is Tony told all his mates in Rotorua to log in, and then once that happened, everything on his computer broke. So that's kind of where we're at for now. And...
So yes, of course, if you do want to switch over to Sky Sport...
So that will just take a brief period while the cameras come up live.
Yeah, there's a touch of downtime, so I understand.
Yep, so if you've actually got your phone here, right, you could actually watch Sky Sport while you were here.
Yes, absolutely.
Whoa, Curtis
big
Lilly!
contact.
Huge contact with the wall.
So the red lights will come on for Keegan, and
wow, that is not good. That was there's some serious damage there to Curtis Lilly's car. He is getting out of the car, which is good, and our EMT team and our first response team will be over there fairly promptly. It looks like he's moving around okay, which is a good sign. So just while we make sure Curtis Lilly is okay. So recovery being dispatched out here. So I believe I would say that's probably going to be it as far as the Facebook live stream, Tony, while recovery is done here. But for those of you who are live in attendance, the commentary will continue, and you can pick us up on Sky Sport.
Yeah, absolutely. Massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in from all over the world, Texas, Ireland, etc. And massive thank you to all those as well here. So Mercury, Baypark Stadium.
Justin Rood has just wandered in to give us a serious dressing down, so this is probably an appropriate time. The director's actually just told us to go off air, so for those of you who are tuned in, we're actually going off air. Sorry you can't hear whatever wisdom Justin has to offer. So I'm Warren, he's Tony G, he'll be here for a while longer. I'll probably get kicked out, and we'll see you hopefully over on Sky TV.
I'm excited, Steve.
Yeah, well, why don't we just get busy and start drifting, because we're still in the Pro Sport Top 16. We're on the other side. It's time to go drifting as we celebrate 20 years of Valvoline D1NZ. Let's go!
Okay, Tony, we're back here. Pete Drever lined up against, who's the 777 entry? Sorry, I've got my bit of paper there. Just grab my sheet off the desk and see who got lined up. It is definitely Pete Drever, the ABC Drift Kids machine, and he is up against Ryan Parry. So we're 16 looking for an 8 at the moment. Pete Drever, ABC Drift Kids. There's a very rowdy rotary somewhere, Tony. Is that what you're doing? Did you do this intentionally?
So Pete Drever and Matty J sitting on the line there. 227. ABC Drift Kids S13, and sorry, not Matty J.
How's the back looking there, Tony? How are we looking out the back there? Are we good?
So Ryan Perry leaves the line over Pete Drever.
Ryan Perry launching off the line. Pete Drever in the chase position. Pete Drever for ABC Drift Kids. Pete Drever has second place provisionally in the championship at the moment, and he needs to lock in points. He is playing a game of keep away from Matty J, who was sitting in third, and Pete Drever closes right up there, Tony, on Ryan Perry. You can hear the pops and bangs.
Beautiful sounding car is that Active VMA Engineering S14.
Round the wall ride they come. A little bit of a wall tap there for Ryan Perry. And Pete Drever playing it nice and smart there, sitting just a little bit back.
Bringing the car to a halt there at the start line as well.
So hopefully you can hear us out there. I still can't hear you, Tony, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Try that one there, mate.
There we go, now I can hear you. Commentator A, commentator B. Can you hear me, Tony?
Sure can.
You can hear me, that's great. That's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you talk to. If you talk to my wife, it's a bad thing. So
a crash course on...
crash course on electronics. Commentator Unit GS. What a day, Tony. What a day we've had here so far at Baypark.
Welcome along all the viewers to Mercury Baypark Stadium here in the Bay of Plenty. The beautiful sunny Bay of Plenty it is today. A couple of weeks of rain leading up to this event. Pete Drever there in the ABC Drift Kids. Fantastic looking race car from out of Taranaki, and the Rotorua boy Ryan Perry in the Active VMA Dab Fabs. New Zealand Soap and Candle, good supplier of ethanol as well. It is the Valvoline D1NZ National Drift Championship Pro Sport Top 16. We're just figuring out the end to find the top 8.
Yeah, so if you missed the announcement before, we have a one more time call for Scott Keegan and Curtis Lilly, but Curtis Lilly obviously with a bit of work to do to get that car back on track. Ryan Perry, Pete Drever, and it will be this time Pete Drever to lead. Ryan Perry got to tuck into the chase position, got to try and close up. Now, we've been talking a little bit so far today, Tony, about proximity, where it plays into pro sport. Not really so important here for the pro sport guys. Probably a bit more of a case of playing it smart, making sure, as we've seen already today, a couple of drivers have got trapped in that chase position and just haven't had anywhere really to transition, and it's meant they've had to get out of drift. Still sorting out a few challenges here.
So Pete Drever doing a great job up the front, though, getting right up on the wall, but look at the proximity from Ryan Perry there as well. So great. It's going to be quite a hard one to call, isn't it? A great show of some good drifting there from those boys.
Yeah, it's often a case of obviously who makes the lesser amount of mistakes, right? That's generally how these ones are decided. To quote the DK Darren Kelly himself, it's often the best strategy is to take it out of the judges' hands and not leave it up to them to decide, but pretty hard to call there as Pete Drever and Ryan Perry put on a good show here for the crowd at Baypark. Good to see the crowd getting excited too, Tony. There's been plenty of action and battles this morning. Welcome along, of course, to the audience who have joined us. Now I believe we're on the Sky Sport Live.
Yeah, it's Fox Sport Network over in
hello
Australia,
to Australia
I think, as well.
Oh, good. Pete Drever's obviously pumped about that. And
a great
Ryan
battle
Perry.
from these two. So we'll look to see who takes the win. It's going to go left-hand side to Ryan Perry from Rotorua, or is it going to be Taranaki boy Pete Drever to the right? This is your Pro Sport Championship Top 16 still. So a little bit extra on the Sky. We're looking to join the top 8. So we've got some extra battles for
more battles.
Broadcast.
More battles is more value, isn't it, for the crowd? So
Absolutely.
Just waiting for the information to be relayed through, and you'll see it live on the screen as we do. And it is Ryan Perry getting the... Pete Drever's gone.
So Pete Drever's
gone. Now we're
sitting second in the championship.
Where's Matty J? Where is Matty J? Matty J's knocked out as well. So who's next in line? So who are 4, 5 and 6 in the points in Pro Sport? Are we going to see the podium change? Let's have a real close look at that, because we may have just seen the championship change slightly. Case Pullenberry,
well and truly signed up the championship.
Done, right?
There's nothing, no mistake there. Case Pullenberry is definitely your championship winner for the Pro Sport Championship. It is basically a battle for second place, regardless of what happens out on the circuit today. He's here pretty much for an exhibition and to show us really the talent that he's got. Is Guy Maxwell in the Warehouse Auto Parts Kinder Tyres S13 makes his way out on track. He's got his work cut out against your current 4th place in the championship, Clayton Daly.
Now, what are his points at the moment? So if Clayton Daly's still alive, he needs to take out Guy Maxwell?
I believe this is live points as well as they come. Clayton Daly sitting on 166. Matty J finishes on 186.
Okay, so if he goes to the next bracket, I believe that will jump him over Matty J.
So Pete Drever with 214 points. He's looking hopefully likely for a podium. We're looking back through Daniel Edwards still in the hunt after a second place finish in Taupo Motorsport Park just a few weeks ago.
Tyler West still alive as well. Rahate is gone. Adam Whitehead, I haven't seen. Keske,
he's gone.
He's gone. Calvin Clark's still there, but he's a fair way back. He's about 40 points off. So I think you're looking at Clayton Daly, Daniel Edwards, Tyler West, potentially all jump onto the podium for the season, Tony.
Guy Maxwell is your lead driver, leading out in S13. Clayton Daly chasing down in the Reed and Harrison Performance. V8 LS powered Supra, and Guy Maxwell gets itself right up the door. He's been shown big contact and scraping the wing all the way around there. They want to see the judges want to see them up on the wall, not in the wall. So depending on how they saw that one, Clayton Daly just hanging back, good angle, dragging around the outside. Oh, Clayton's actually looks like he may have dropped the wheel off there.
Yeah, I think he's hit the dirt there. Now, Tony, you made a couple of comments earlier. If you've just joined us on Sky TV, the judges have been quite clear about foot brake use too, correct? On the big entry section. So maybe run us through that after the battle, just as these drivers complete the section there, coming back along Valvoline Mimico there. So what was the instruction from the judges there around foot brake?
So Joel Cantor, he's the angle judge for the weekend. He's just saying that he doesn't mind seeing dabs. He wants to see as least left foot brake as possible, if not none. So no long drives or dabs on it, but you can see the red strips on the front and rear windscreens. It's great to see, be able to view and see what's happened there.
Okay, so Scott Keegan has gone to the top 8 and Curtis Lilly has advised out. So Scott Keegan to the 8 and Curtis Lilly advised out. So tough break there for Curtis. That was meant to go one more time, Tony.
Okay.
Both drivers were judged to have made an equal amount of mistakes, so it was effectively a 0-0, and then we're going to go again, but Curtis Lee can't repair that car. So
we're looking at the second half of the battle between Guy Maxwell and Clayton Daly. This time Clayton Daly leading out. Guy Maxwell had the contact with the wall on the way into it, but also the mistake through the middle of the teardrop from Clayton Daly. So the 177 needs to put a good lead run out here. Wouldn't want to call an advantage either way at the moment between these two drivers.
Oh, look, you can't do it, can you? The home fans are so parochial, right? We know that there's a lot of Reed and Harrison fans here, but there's an equal amount of Guy Maxwell supporters here too for 7-2 Motorsport. So here we go as they accelerate into the initiation point. Clayton Daly in the lead in the big chaser with the LS Chevy. Guy Maxwell's tapped that wall again.
So in the chase position, he's tried to put the pressure on. He's throwing a good line down. He's put a wheel off through the middle there as well on the inside clip deck. Clayton just needs to hang on here. Guy trying to put as much pressure as he can. The proximity from Mr. Maxwell in the Warehouse Auto Parts S13, but Clayton Daly showing us why he's sitting 4th in the championship up front at the moment and getting right out on the wall. Guy, look at the pressure that he's putting on. The proximity is amazing. And Daly comes through to finish off. What a good battle there.
Bit of the old red mist there, I think, maybe descended on Guy Maxwell there. He sort of might have just frustrated himself after he made a couple of mistakes and came back very aggressively towards the end of that run. But Clayton Daly, I think, may have done enough there to get the call, Tony. Of course, we are just commentating. We're not anywhere near the judges or have any influence over what they have to say, as our esteemed colleague Cole Armstrong joins us in the broadcast position.
Yeah, I don't know what Cole's been there, done that, hasn't he? He can make a lot better call when he's in the commentary position on what he thinks can go, whatever. But make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. That's Nick down there. He's in a good position.
Nick's excited. I think Nick wants us to do is almost do the old crowdometer, but it's very hard to do from the commentary position where we are, because we are actually slightly out of sight of the crowd at the moment. We might be able to get maybe a little bit of a pop here. Should we try this? We'll go, make some noise if you think Clayton Daly got that one.
And if you think Guy Maxwell got that win, make some noise.
Well, I think slightly Reed and Harrison, but very hard to call there. Wait for the judges' graphic to come up.
Of course, Clayton Daly, he's your local boy.
He is one of 7 or 8 cars out of the Reed and Harrison Performance stable. Of course, we've got Stocky, we've got Sam West still to come in pro this afternoon.
Judge's decision goes to Clayton Daly.
Okay, so that's a bit split, isn't it? So it's a call for Templeman and counter for Clayton Daly, and a one more time for Andrew Redwoods. So interesting. We talk about this being a judge sport, right? And the fact that Andrew Redwoods saw that quite differently to how the other 2 judges did, because he called it one more time. And you're right, and that if Cole was here, he would have been able to maybe put a perspective on it, because he has been there and done that, and he's got a different view in terms of how you attack that section, where you position the car For these pro sport guys, though, genuinely, do we think they're playing a game, or are they just out there giving it 100% their all? I'm just gonna do a Kohler meter with Kohler and just see how Calvin's feeling as he heads potentially towards a home. We've got the eyebrow raise. That's the equivalent to that's.
He's calm. He's just eating a sandwich. What's in the sandwich?
That's
I love a good egg and ham sandwich. Jake Fastnage makes his way onto the track in the Tex Span A86 LS powered.
Jake Fastnage is a guy who I've been watching for a couple of years now, and he's got better and better every time he's come out. I want to know, actually, I'd like to know too how Steve Daniel has managed to get a new replacement Drift Corp hat compared to the other one he had before. He had me on about being horribly biased, and now he's turned up and he has another Drift Corp hat, clearly being paid significant marketing collateral. How are you, Steve? Are you good?
Oh, I'm busy. Gosh, what a day. Yeah, new Drift Corp hat. I popped down to...
How did you get two and I've got none? Considering how apparently biased I was towards them for the last 15 odd years.
I don't know if it was biased towards Fang, all right? We all thought it was just Gaz.
Oh, well, that's true. And Gaz is good for fish, but not much else, right?
These days.
Yeah, I heard he was downstairs spotted looking, trying to find where the local snapper where he'd not paying any attention to the drifting.
If he's going to talk to anyone, he should talk to a champion like Cole Armstrong. If you want to know where the fish are biting, Cole would be able to tell you. He could certainly have a couple of crayfish spots.
Because Cole was a DK too, right? Before he was just Calvin's spotter.
He would like to tell you he was also a DK twice.
Right. And we did have one of the originals up here before, so Justin Rube was up here before giving us a bit of an insight into the way the sport's evolved and how things have gone. So it's good to have different voices, and of course this is a different sound for our Sky audience with me returning for a guest appearance. Steve, thank you for having me along. Tony G will be jumping in for the remainder of the battles after this. I'm just filling a bit of space while you guys make sure you're in tip-top form.
But as we talk about this a little bit later on, we're going to have a whole lot of DKs head out onto the track, and you're going to come and join us again then.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll do that, because I did tell a little bit of a story before about a young Cole Armstrong who once came up into the commentary box and made the crowd cheer loud until he was allowed to go out and finish his last set of tyres off on the track here just for the crowd. And then he finished them off, and then he came back up again, and because he'd found another two out the back. Kept going until basically they ordered him off the track.
Did you also mention the time that Cole Armstrong's mum said swear words on the live stream?
Yes, that's actually in one of my 5 greatest moments ever. As watch Case Pullenbury, the champion incumbent, as he has his first run here in a battle this afternoon. Now Jake Fastnage went
very shallow too.
Yeah, way to the inside there. I think Jake probably just got a fright as to how aggressive Cody was off the line, right?
Well, you've got to go up and determine what is the start going to be like for the lead driver, and of course in this case here the power of the 2J powering out. LS, I didn't think it would be a problem for him.
Well, I think it's the car of Cody's will be no slouch, right? NDT, JT Performance, those things are just set up within an inch of their life. The 2Js just make massive power, probably somewhere 600-700 odd horse at a guess, running through those 235 wide tyres, whereas Jake Fastnage, I would imagine similar torque but just won't have the overall horsepower that I would imagine Case has at his disposal. And what's going to be interesting here, Steve, we were talking about earlier, Tony and I were just trying to I guess hypothesise as to what the pro sport driver's strategy is here. Do you sit in close if you're Case Pullenbury and hope that Jake delivers that chaseable run, or do you sit back a little bit and just know that maybe there is that element of inexperience?
I don't think you can afford, when you're going up against Case Pullenbury, to even consider that he may choose to go slow.
No, Case is not going to go slow. I'm talking about Case in the chase position here. So what is... Does Case go any other way other than 100?
Slow.
Hundies?
Slow.
You reckon?
No, I think he's got to give him the jump so that he can get back on. He's going to come through, and we'll see how we go. So they're going to come through. They'll be side by side. It's the Tex Span GT86 who will be leading out this time. It's the second half of the battle. Jake Fastnage in the lead position, and Go Loco next to him, the CK Earthworks 2JZ powered Nissan S14 of Case, the champion Pullenbury. It's going to go down to the hands of Launchmaster Willie. Looking under the car, is there a concern? May just be water sprayers.
Yeah, water sprayers most likely here. The temperature's just starting to go up. The temperatures obviously were really low this morning, Steve, and we sort of felt a little bit like they were struggling for front-end grip. We saw it a little bit in qualifying. They were having a bit of trouble getting the cars to go where they wanted them to go. But here is Jake Fastnage accelerating off the line. The pops and bangs, Steve, they're audible even from where we are out the back here. Now, Case Pullenbury is giving a bit of room here. He's not sitting right in the pocket at the moment. You think he'll close back up through the teardrop, right? He'll come back now. This is where he attacks.
Well, I think he's going to either close up and just allow that slingshot so he can get back on. No, he doesn't care. He's 18 years of age. He doesn't care. He's going to get straight on there and try and get that proximity straight away up into the wall we go.
Yeah, there's no... Oh, Jake Fasten just tapped the wall. He's come back down and Cody Pullenberry's hit him. Now, that is a wall contact that's brought him back down into Cody's potential line there. Now, Steve, talk me through the rules here. My understanding is that the lead car must deliver a chaseable run.
That is absolutely correct.
If he's made contact with the wall and come down into the path of the chase car...
Now, I'm going to say, in this case here, it kind of doesn't matter. They come through the teardrop. We'll see them both working their way up. They're going to get back up onto the hill, back up onto the wall. We're going to see contact right now. Now, he comes through. Yes, we see a straight line straight away, but comes off, 4 wheels off. It's 0-0, theoretically.
I think if Case Pullenberry has been contacted in the manner that I think he has, I reckon that's probably ripped the steering wheel out of his hand and caused it to straighten up. Because he was obviously on lock there as he came through in the chase position. So I think it's come back down and it's probably whacked that wheel straight in Case Pullenberry's hands. So this will be the last one that I'll call for a little while, Steve. I'm going to hand back over to Tony G as he joins you. He'll join you shortly for the Pro Sport commentary. Champion in waiting, just basically awaiting the crowning ceremony. Case Pullenberry and Jake Fastenage, emerging driver. Now, you started a rumour before about this being Jake's last Pro Sport, didn't you?
Well, there's probably a chance. 100%. I'm sure it is. I know he's got a new toy. There is our winner. He's going through to the next round. It is Case Pullenberry, the man in a hurry. It's Pullenberry. We'll get him out there.
Cars make their way out onto the circuit. Happily joined Steve Daniel back in the commentary box.
Tony G,
how's your day been?
It's been a day of ups and lots of actually just ups. We're having a fantastic old time. I've been to speak to every single person I can. Just spent a fair bit of time down in a few of the pits. One of them was the CDT pit, talking away with just briefly with Taylor James, and then I went and spent a little bit of time with Banger Dan and the crew. Had a chat to them as well, and you could imagine that Taylor, he's a bit nervous, he's a bit anxious, and the other team, they're just sort of cruising. They're saying we'll just let results come to us.
Yeah. So nice and just cool, calm and collected to a point.
Yep.
At Fanga. I can imagine Fanga Dan. He's been there, done it. 20 years of drifting for Fanga, and on this 20th anniversary occasion, as Tyler West lines up against Isaac Aldridge, we are looking for the top 8. One of the last battles here. It is the last battle on the right-hand side of the tree. They will go up against Clayton Daly. As Tyler West leads out, Isaac Aldridge. And initiation nice and close to the wall. Isaac a little bit shallow, trying to keep the proximity. Oh, a big straight line from Isaac there in the landmark Holmes BMW. And Tyler West, he's been looking good all weekend. Actually, I managed to watch him. And oh, look how far it is in the line through the teardrop as well. Filling out that outer zone fantastically. Comes through on the inner switch and through what we call the adjustment zone there to get up on the wall. Oh, a little bit of a mistake, a bit of a bobble as he tried to get back up on the wall, Tyler West, but very messy chase run as well from the landmark Holmes BMW. So, not the greatest of run between Tyler West and Isaac Aldridge.
Well, just looking at the Repco replay, we can see the dive, the heading on down to the teardrop section, hard on the gas. You see just a slight bobble for Isaac in that chase position, but sometimes, I mean, to have a great chase, you need a great lead. Colin Armstrong sees it time and time again. That was the Repco replay. This is the second half of the battle. They'll be side by side. Tyler versus Mr. Aldridge, who is going to take the win?
Very hard to call the advantage at the moment, Steve, on which way that one's going to go. See a couple of mistakes to my very uneducated eye. Isaac Aldridge, though, leading out Tyler West this time around. Absolute bumper crowd headed in as well as we look towards the Pro Sport pointy end of the championship. Case Pullenbury will be your Pro Sport champion regardless. It is a battle for the second place. Just waiting for the all okay. Launchmaster Willie will send them.
Launchmaster Willie, the Enigma.
There's
the man. Look, it's a great crowd too. It's really starting to build up. It's early in the afternoon. There's still time to get along, and there's still time to get the second half of this battle going as they accelerate down the straight here. It is it is Mercury Baypark Stadium. This is the Valvoline D1NZ, and that's a very, very shallow lead run.
So Isaac Woodridge trying to get himself out nice and wide on the end of the Repco wall ride. He's going to go in towards the end of, Tyler West closes up the gap big time into the teardrop as well. And the Landmark Homes BMW doing a much better lead run this time around. And good proximity for Tyler West. It's going to be a hard one for the judges to call. And they go through that adjustment zone. And look at Isaac Aldridge up on the wall, running it down. Shallows off to finish off the run. Tyler West right there as well. Tough one to call. Of course, our three judges. As we saw earlier, Joel Counter, Dane and Templeman. Of course, Andrew Redwood.
Yes, 66% new judging lineup this season. Of course, with the introduction of both Dane and Templeman and Andrew Redwood, Mr. Style King himself. So we'll see these drivers just line up. They'll roll around the teardrop. They'll come back in and park up side by side and wait for a result. Who have we got down there? Is it Kenny?
Nick, I think. It looked a little bit like Kenny, didn't it?
It's hard to see it. I don't know if that was Nick's back. That's such a well-known back.
Look at the socks.
Nah, that's Nick. Look at the socks. Isaac Aldridge.
Oh, problems for Isaac Aldridge and the Landmark Homes BMW. And Tyler West there. So looking for the judges' decision here. Tyler West from all three judges takes the win.
There he goes. Thumbs up for Tyler West. He's a man with a smile on his face. Tyler West.
So that is your top 16 sorted.
All right, well, you'll have it in front of you. Who have we got, mate?
So we're going to see Case Pullenbury up against Calvin Clark. First up on the left-hand side of the battle tree, then we go to James Dudley.
Wow.
Against Daniel Edwards on the left-hand side. Moving across the right-hand side of the tree, there was a one more time due between Curtis Lilly and Scott Keegan, but Scotty Keegan. I've switched up my piece of paper here. Ended up with Warren's one. Ryan Parry will be in that battle anyhow. Then we go down. It will be Clayton Daly up against Tyler West on the left-hand side of the tree. That's the top 8 as they sit in the Pro Sport Championship. As we mentioned, Case Pullenbury is and definitely will be crowned the championship winner at the end of today. It is just a battle for second. But, Steve, I'm not sure if you've seen the mix-up that's been happening on the track. Pete Drever has been knocked out of the championship off the ladder, along with the likes of Matty J as well.
So what is that going to do for championship order?
So Clayton Daly was sitting there in the mist, basically trying to grab himself a podium. He is still in the championship as they sit into the top 8. Live points update as they sit as well. Pete Drever is still sitting on 214 points. Case Pullenbury is well and truly gone with 336. Matty J on 186 points and Clayton Daly with 166. Now, Clayton Daly will get awarded more points as soon as he drives out for that battle, I believe. But I'm just going off.
So that's into because we're in the top 8 now, isn't it?
Yes, top 8, yes.
So I know what's the knockout of 16. I think 9th place plays 32. Oh my gosh, I'm just watching Dean Young signing children's heads. He's still got a smile on his face. Big crash earlier on, of course, Curtis Lilly. Saw the car come through. Didn't see it, but I certainly heard the crowd. So.
Here's a beautiful shot explaining basically how beautiful the weather is right here in the Bay of Plenty. Mount Maunganui certainly putting it on. information about planes there, Steve? You know what sort of aeroplane that is?
I should be able to tell you. It's one of... I understand there's a story about that one there. The New Zealand Air Force got a phone call saying you've got a jet flying over Tauranga and it's too loud, and they said, no, I'm sorry, we've got nothing that's that fast that makes that much noise. Whether it's true or not, I don't care. Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
The newly branded Mercury Baypark Stadium, looking fantastic. The track...
We're looking a lot better than it's been. This is the first time we've seen sunshine in the last probably 2.5 weeks. Oh, there goes the pros lining up. There's which is that pro? So there's a fair bit of work to do. There goes the pros anyway. Top 24 of the Pro Championship, the Valvoline D1NZ, steps up a gear as we get ready to go out and rumble. A couple of names that we've, and it's hard, I'm trying to work out which name that is. Looking at the back, that would be Adam Davies. We can see from the rear-mounted radiator, it's 180 versus 180. It is top 24 time. This is a D1NZ Pros, and it is the grand finale. Huge thank you to all of our sponsors, of course, Mimico, Repco, TT Industries, and Valvoline, the name on the side of the D1NZ. Well, let's have a look at the left-hand side of the tree. Will be Case Pullenburry. He's going up against Calvin Clark. There's your battle. James Dudley will go up against Daniel Edwards. On the right-hand side, we've got Scotty Keegan going up against Ryan Parry, and Clayton Daly going up against Tyler West, which means that your boy Calvi should be up first, going up against the champion, the 18-year-old kid.
Gav's got this on the bag, man. Look at it. What a beast.
What a beautiful looking car.
At that weapon of a car right there.
Absolutely. Go Loco on the number plate. Is that the one?
No.
Oh.
Not that car. Look at that green beast right there. One of Tauranga's finest is that car there. We've got an identical one, but that there is what you call a real workhorse. So just a little 2-litre SR. I'm going to tell you right now, less than half the horsepower that Case Pullenburry has.
Oh, he's got less than half the horsepower of Alex Belair.
Who does?
Your car.
It does too, exactly. And let's see how this little monster goes out there. Look at it, it's such a beast. It's a good looking car. Let's see how Calv goes out there.
Case is going to smoke him.
What? Why
He's going to blow his doors off.
I'm going to choke you out in a second.
Can we do it on TV? I think I agree. I think I probably deserve it.
You better watch yourself, boy. Here we go. The one and only.
Come on, Calvi. I changed my mind. I love Calvin Clark. Smith Industries versus the Seatgate Earthworks champion. Case Pullenburry. He's looking left and right. Calvi gets the jump, but off we go, down the straight. Who's going to be the first to kick it into life?
Look at this entry here by Calvin Clark. Needs to get up on the wall here. Real close proximity. Case Pullenburry right up on the wall though. Been doing it all weekend. Stellar drive. Putting that car real high on the outside sweeper, but look at him holding the car up here. Nice wide line here for Cal to tuck right up on the inside now as they drive back up onto the sweeper. Case Pullenburry doing a nice job. Look at that, Calvin Clark trying to close the door, and that just lack of horsepower, really no it there. But a great drive by both drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, Case Pullenburry and Calvin Clark right there. What is this, our top 8 battle?
Top 8 battle it is. It's the Repco replay time as we see them both head in. Look at Calvi's
aggression. I told him, do not give him an inch. And he really tried that, but yeah, a little bit of lack of horsepower where you come into that section. If you have a little bit of a moment where you hesitate, it can catch you out, you know, and then that gap is created. Well, here we go. It's going to be the second part of this battle. Cal Clark going to be leading out Case Pullenbury now. This is going to be an exciting battle. We know Case Pullenbury can definitely battle. And here we go with Calvin Clark trying to pull a gap here now from Case Pullenbury. Wow, right up on the inside is Case Pullenbury trying to close the door as Cal pulls away through this midsection. A little bit shallow as they come off the teardrop there. Cal pulling a bit of a gap, I have to say, into this midsection, but now trying to hold the car up from not going on the outside line there. Case really caught back up now as they come back into the outside sweeper. Now Cal pushing the car right up onto the wall there. He's pulled a bit of a gap from Case Pullenbury and he's running the wall. It's Calvin Clark, ladies and gentlemen. What a great bit of driving by these fellas. Really good to see. How did we just see? Look, check out the Repco replay here. Look at this green rocket, just took off. Case Pullenbury is left on the line sleeping, but he caught back up here. Really shortcutted the track to catch that proximity up. So they now transitioned into the midsection here. Case really shortcutting the track here. Cal nice and wide on that outside line. Case Pullenbury right up on the inside there. And now as they transition again up onto the outside wall, look, Cal sitting the car right up on the wall here. Really good to see. Great bit of driving by both those drivers. A real good battle. But look at that, 1, 2, 3. Case Pullenbury gets the win. Wow. Well, that means I get to go and drive the little SR Monster, which I'm not saying, well, I'm saying it's a good thing, but not a good thing for Cal because I wanted to see him progress into the top 4, but really hard battle. Case Pullenbury has been driving so well all year, already taking the championship out, hasn't he, Steve, for this season with the points of where he set himself?
Yeah, what a driver. He's done absolutely everything he needed to do the entire season. Started off with a win at Hampton Downs and really hasn't looked back since.
Yeah, done very well. So great battle out here, but here's a this is going to be another good battle here. Who have we got here, Steve? This is all you, Steve. You're meant to be the man of who's out here. We've got Dudley out here by the looks.
Yeah, we've got James Dudley. Great to have him back out there. Daniel Edwards in the as well. So they'll line up side by side to, this is the top 8 battle. To find a spot in the top 4, this is the D1NZ Pro Sport Championship. It's top 24 time. Top 16's gone. This is top 8. Daniel Edwards will be leading out. James Dudley out of Tauranga. Dudley closes up the gap, comes through. He's right in the, trying to get on the back bumper off. They come through and switch. Edwards, a nice job hitting that inside clip. You can see just how much angle Dudley was using to slow up the process coming through. Out of the teardrop we go though, and Daniel Edwards will start making his way up towards the wall. Look at the wang on the back of that fang. There's Daniel Edwards a little bit off the perfect line.
You could say that there, Steve, a little bit off.
A lot of it off.
A lot of it off. We've got a bit of driving by both those guys. Smooth, held it together. A little bit of a shallow line here. Nice entry here. Flicks it hard. Hard onto the throttle. Now, the only way you're going to sit up nice and wide on that sweeper is a lot of throttle. It's a hard thing sometimes. You hesitate. Oh, I feel like I'm going to push wide and you want to get off the throttle, but you can't. You've got to stay in it. Tight line through this section as Dudley tries to close the door here. From both drivers, looking pretty smooth through here, but a bit of a gap. Bit of a gap being created. Not too many mistakes by both drivers out there.
All right, second half of the battle time, and it will be James Dudley who leads out Daniel Edwards. Dudley, the local Tauranga driver.
Yep.
Who broke down on the cruise the other day. I stopped and helped him. Gave him my spanner, he never gave it back. Good drifter. All right, here we go. Down the front straight, his first ever taste, I think, of D1NZ drifting pro sport. He's heading into the top 8, trying to battle for a place in the top 4. Edwards, smooth to start.
Yeah,
right close.
James Dudley doing a good job. Sitting the car nice and wide there, Steve. A little bit of a bobble as they come through their teardrop here. But Daniel Edwards doing a good job in the chase position, trying to keep the proximity there. But look at Dudley setting the car up real nice and wide there. But Daniel Edwards really shallow on the inside there, but keeping the proximity.
Well, let's have a look at the repro replay. We can see a nice early transition into drift. Starts himself up beautifully, does James Dudley. Dudley running that that top line, exactly where the judges would like to see. Comes down, just grabbing that inside clip. Of course, the lead driver becomes a mobile clipping point for the chase driver, Edwards. Shallows up to just hold on to that proximity. They come through and you see a bit of a slingshot as they make their way back up onto the wall again. Dudley, he's right where he needs to be on that concrete line. A little bit different to what the first line was in the first half of the battle.
Yeah, that was a real good transition out of the teardrop there by Dudley. Showed commitment and just put the car right up onto the wall and just ran it all the way around. So good last part of the section there from James to finish that one off there, Steve.
Yeah,
Boys starting to pick it up.
Definitely trying to do what they can out there. There's a lot of work going on from the background. They're still deliberating on results, trying to find out who they think's winning.
They are indeed. Yeah, sometimes are they getting replays that we can't see?
Nah, mate. I think they've got a...
Wow, one more time for both these drivers. Joel Counter, Dana Templeman say, let's go again.
So OMT for those two there. That's, again, it's an important thing. It's to find a place in the top 4.
Well, it just shows, hey, a few mistakes from both drivers. Very hard to pick. Very hard to pick. What we got up next, Steve?
Well, who she should have up next would be on the right-hand side of the tree coming through, and would have Scotty Keegan out of the mainland going up against Ryan Parry. Two great drivers. Scotty Keegan qualified 2nd position, Ryan Parry in 7th. Of course, the top qualifier, we've already seen him out there, which was Case Pullenbury.
Oh, really? He's already up against him already?
No, just on the other side.
Okay.
Case Pullenbury, the only person to book himself a spot in the top 4 after the OMT between James Dudley and Daniel Edwards. Back again on the right-hand side, though. This is to find a place in the 4 again. The right-hand side of the tree. Scott Keegan lines up. Where is Ryan Parry?
Hopefully not far away.
And I understand there may be a 5-minute getting called, and you can see Launchmaster Willie has... Now, one of the things, again, it's the same as what we potentially saw before. That car lines up, 5 minutes been called, and you'll see, look at Willie. That is some strength right there. Look, he just pushed that car to start. So, we should be going up to the next battle, which will be on the right-hand side. Clayton Daly versus Tyler West. And I understand that it's a brake light issue with brake light issue. Tail light's not working.
Oh, that's good they're checking that.
Yeah.
That is good they're checking that. It needs to. So everyone out there, obviously, all cars out there, they have a brake strip on the front and the rear. And if you touch the brakes, it shows the judges, especially while they're out there and there's a lot of smoke going on. So they need to make sure those are working. So there's no disadvantage to either driver if one brakes and causes an incident.
So, of course, one of them is they're talking about the brake light strips on the top, and then we've also got your handbrake. Now, the handbrake doesn't bring on the...
No, it doesn't.
Because we can see that because the rear wheels are locked.
Yeah, correct.
And that's why we have the marks, the tape that are on the rims. Whereas if you're running a lot of left foot brake, it's going to come through and light up the front, the back. That's the beautiful Mount Maunganui in the background here. Mercury Baypark Stadium. There goes the lights that aren't potentially working. That's what the brake strip is on the back of the car. What it is, it's an indication for the judges. They can see, and us, but 5 minute is up. And that's an indication of that left foot brake. You saw it light up before, and it lights up. It shows the driver that's in chase position, that the lead driver. It also shows the judges from the front light.
That's it, Steve. Well, a lot of the time, you know, you're coming into either this section, and it is a decel zone.
Yep.
And yeah, you're on the brake, but there's the sections that, there's parts of the tracks where you can be on the brake. And it isn't a decel zone, and if you're slowing your car up and it causes the chase car, you know, a bobble or something along the lines, well, everyone needs to know that. Don't want no unfair advantages.
There you go. Front light is going, so I just saw it there. There it goes. There's the front light. And now we need to have a look. So the front light's working. Let's have a look at the back light. Okay, they're looking at the front light. We need to see if the back light is working.
Well, you don't actually have to have the back light. You only have
it's
to
got to
have
be that one
light.
there.
You only have to
So
have one
is it
light.
working? Because if it's not...
The front one's working. That's sweet.
Yeah, but the back one isn't. Now, that's the indication to the driver in front, is it not? Like stupid rules, but rules are rules. What are they going to say? I know that... I think it's going to get called back in. And so I can tell you now, he's been told he has to call his 5 minutes. He has to get it fixed. If he doesn't get it fixed, it's going to be a DQ.
Wow.
But the other thing he can't do is he obviously can't change tyres either, so he doesn't want to go up and roar off and do a massive burnout in anger and disgust. All right, well, that's a 5 minute for that. Another one. What's our time looking like? We really need to get a...
Yeah, wriggle on. But, you know, that's why these guys are on the ground crew. We need to make sure things are fair and even. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shoot down, go get yourself a refreshment and a bit of food while these guys take a few minutes to hopefully get this car sorted. I'm talking about everyone in the stadium too, I might add. Not you people at home. You could shoot into the fridge and go capture something. You know, maybe make a toasty or whatever you might have nice for dinner. But as you can see, the sun is starting to set. The jackets are coming out. It is cooling down here at the Mercury Baypark Stadium. As we get to the later part of the Pro Sport battles. Such a cool track this. Hopefully in the next little bit I might be able to get out there and do some laps with a few of the 20-year DKs. So I think the only driver who's won several championships that isn't here today is our man Darren Kelly, as he's over in Atlanta at the Formula Drift. I think it's round 2. I actually think you can check that out tomorrow as they'll be battling it out. So good luck to Darren. Yeah, you can see everyone out there. Steve, you might have to crack on and get like a big Mexican wave or something going on. Can we do that here in New Zealand, you know?
Oh, we can do whatever we want here at Mercury Baypark Stadium. I mean, I work here and you're the preferred plumber.
Well, we're the only plumbers here, you know?
In the Bay of Plenty.
No, there's plenty
If possibly New Zealand.
There's plenty here. But it's good to see, yep. Got the crew and a few of the crew here. In a corporate box, having a few brews, enjoying the event as the lads from, Armstrong Plumbing and Drainage there, Steve.
Well, here we go. This is Clayton Daly in the RHP Reed and Harrison Performance Limitless Tyres Supra. He's got an LSX under the bonnet. That's 2J versus V8. Tyler West on the other side in the Fleet Tyres S14. And there goes 4 minutes and 16 seconds to get things fixed.
To be fair, it shouldn't be too hard. Like, you could just about cut the wiring that's at the front, run a wire across the top of the roof and hook it up to that power light. Clayton Daly looked like he was sleeping out there, but no, he has caught the proximity right back up as onto Tyler West as he's running the back of that S14 on the concrete wall as they now enter the teardrop, slowing the cars right down. Tyler West putting the car right out on that outside line with so much angle through that centre section, and Clayton Daly couldn't handle it, rotated the car.
So I think one of the things the judges will go back and look at is, was there any cause from the lead driver? I don't think so, as Tyler West just drives away from it down the front straight. Even Clayton back on the loud pedal again. He's trying to gain back this proximity, but I think it's just a skid to finish. Heavy, so a huge advantage in the way of Tyler West. Let's have a look and see what happened here.
Yo, Tyler West, look at what an awesome lead run here. Nice and wide on the bank. It's in the car right up on that concrete wall. Clayton Daly trying to keep that proximity there. Now watch this by Tyler West here. Just rotates with so much angle through here, but still on throttle. Doesn't grab the handbrake, not left foot braking. And Clayton Daly just couldn't hack it. Was sitting right behind him, but just couldn't hold the angle. And round he went, and that's all she wrote on that one there, Steve.
Yeah, that's right, Cole. Look what happened here, mate. He just got back on the loud pedal. Nothing to throw at it.
Nothing to throw at it?
Well, he couldn't throw down a lap, could he?
Let's see
we'll see how he goes this time.
Yeah, that's it, Steve. As they switch it up, Clayton Daly will be leading out with Tyler West in the chase.
Well, we saw how much grip and how much acceleration Clayton Daly had that last time when he got on the bumper. We'll see how he goes this time as he tries to drive away. He's right up by the wall, but here comes Tyler West closing up, just going at a shallower line to get that proximity.
Yeah, nice lead run so far of Clayton Daly as he now slows the car up into the teardrop. Now wanting to push a little bit wider here, putting a bit of a gap there on Tyler West, but Tyler holding it together. That's all he needs to do through this last section. Clayton sitting that big Super right up on that concrete wall. What a drive there by Clayton Daly. He'll be a little bit disappointed in that rotation that he did in the teardrop there and really gave this battle away.
Well, as we have a look at the Repco replay, we can see both cars leave the line nicely. You can see that the Supra, big Supra RHP on the side, right up the top where he needs to be. Tyler West, though, he's allowed to use that lead car as a mobile clipping point, just shallows up slightly so he can keep on that back bumper. You see both cars switch, one a little bit slower than the other. A lot of that is ensuring that you've got room to switch without running yourself out. They come back through, heading back up the hill, onto the wall again. A nice run, shallow line again for the chase driver, but it's going to come down to a big mistake in the first half of the battle, and that will surely be enough to send Tyler West through for the win. If it does, he'll go into the top four. He'll go up against Scotty Keegan versus Ryan Parry. Which way will it go? Who is going to take the win? We're about to find out. Our judges, there's three of them. Line, angle and style normally judge. Dayton Templeman, Joel Counter and Andrew Redwood all say that Tyler West will take the win.
Yeah, Clayton sort of gave that away with over-rotating in the chase run there, so Tyler West will be real happy with that. Rolling on now to the top four in the grand final.
Oh, listen to him go. Fleet Tyres will be happy to see another one of their drivers out there, and Clayton says goodbye to the Tauranga crowd with a big bash of the limmies.
That was Tyler West, he's got the turbo motor.
Yeah, point.
Yeah, point. Another low.
As he went through, I realised what I was saying. I'm like, oh, don't do it, Cole. Yeah, no, that'll be Cole. He'll get me.
You know, I'll always get you.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is our one more time battle of James Dudley and
Daniel Edwards. Rock and rumble on the side of Daniel Edwards' car. It's a stunning looking 180. I love the wang. You were never a big wing fan, were you?
So I used to have this wing on my R34 coupe, and everyone used to tell me I had to take it off. I know definitely one person, Gaz Water, used to always be like, take that gay wing off. So stink, it's tiny. So then I changed it, I put this big ass wing on, and then I went to World Time Attack, crashed into this car and wrote the car off. So that's all she wrote on that one.
Is that the car you wish you still had?
Yeah, it is. But definitely, I was going to say, just to pop in there, anyone out there right now, out there listening, and you've got an R34 coupe, just a nice rolling body, just slide into the old DMs for me. I'll be real keen to gather another one up. I wouldn't mind building another R34 coupe just like the old days, Steve.
I would love to see it. I don't think I only ever saw the 4-door, because I'm not as old as you at drifting. A lot older in life. You can tell by the amount of grey hairs. All right, well, let's see how they go. It's Dudley chasing down.
Yeah, Daniel Edwards.
Sorry.
Great job. Right up on the wall there in the rock and rubble.
Three-wheeling too.
180 years. James Dudley trying to keep the proximity. As they come now into the teardrop. Oh, Dudley having a little bit of a moment right there.
Regathers his thoughts, tries to get back up, but a big gap between himself and Edwards. Daniel Edwards on the loud pedal comes through to finish off the lap. Is that going to be enough to take the win? All right, let's have a look at the Repka replay as Daniel Edwards moves up. He's on the top shelf, and you'll see him, he actually starts three-wheeling. Comes through and switches. That's that inside clip, and then back up onto the outside of the teardrop. This is where you see the little mistake by Dudley. The correction, though, lost him a bit of space between himself and the lead driver, and then Edwards just drove away with the drift lap. Is that going to turn into a win? My guess, I think so. Is it going to book him a spot on the top 4? We're about to find out. This will, of course, but these drivers here, they're going up against Case Pullenbury. Second half of the battle. Yet again, I got it wrong. It's Dudley's turn. They've already run one lap. James Dudley, what can he do from the lead position? Good angle. Oh, comes through and just smacks the back end with the concrete. Full commitment as he continues through. He'll start looking at the switch. Now, this is going to come down to any mistakes by Daniel Edwards. If there's a mistake, it could go back and the judges will have to maybe make a decision. But right now, Edwards is doing a great job. Look at him, he's right on the bumper. A few more corrections as we see the bumper get picked up by Dudley. And they come through to finish. Well, as we have a look at the replay, Dudley comes through. He's running that high line. Nice bang, hits the concrete.
Yeah, he definitely did, eh? Really just about upset the car as well there, Steve. Really driving in deep into that outer section. Now holds it back through into the teardrop here, gathers it back up. Daniel Edwards trying to hold it, but there, Dudley pushing way too wide, missing that inside clip there. Really giving Daniel Edwards the chance to gather it back up, get right back on the door, but a lot of wavering from both drivers as they come around that sweeper there, Steve.
So often comes down to mistakes, and we'll see who's made the most of them. It's going to come down to, will it be Daniel Edwards? Is he going to rock and rumble his way through, or are we going to see James Dudley take the win, and 1, 2, 3 strikes, and Edwards will take the win?
Wow, is that our last battle?
We've still got a couple more battles to go, maybe on this side. All right, so I think we're still looking for a winner between Scott Keegan and Ryan Parry, aren't we?
True, actually, yes, we are. They had a 5 minutes, eh? So you had to fix that brake light. Oh, here they go. You obviously got it sorted. Good to see. So this is the last battle for the top 4 spots. Last battle for the top 4 spot.
Last spot on the 4, currently with their hands in the semi-finals. We've got Case Pullenbury going up against Daniel Edwards. On the other side, we'll have Tyler West going up against the winner of this battle here. Active VMA on the side of Ryan Parry's car, Two Brothers with Scott Keegan. It's the C33 Laurel going up against the S14. And I assume we've now got 2 working LED lights on the top. We see the front one. Tony Wilson trying to show us the back end light. It gets turned off. He gets into the window. We'll get ready to set them loose. Launchmaster Willie gets ready to press the button. There they go. 2, 3, 4. Get the green. Good jump by Scott Keegan as he's released from the line, heading down into the wall ride.
Yeah, massive entry there by Scott Keegan onto the wall there. Good to see, but the car really dropped down a little bit there, Steve.
Yeah, comes through, switches up. He'll start making his way through, and you'll see different drivers at different lines through here, but right where he needs to be is Scott Keegan. Again, comes through to switch, and he'll make his way back up the hill, up onto the wall. Scott Keegan, how close can he get? How close can Ryan Parry get to Scott Keegan? A nice lead run, a nice chase run, and working head and tail lights wherever they need to be. So you'll see they both head out a nice solid entry. Keegan needed to really be about another metre out closer to the concrete wall, but following good pace as he comes through the switch. Inside clip at this point, and again he will set himself up nicely for the for the teardrop section. Both of these drivers hard on the gas, and this is where Parry really starts to close up. You see a lot of that comes because he's actually running a shorter line, but as he works his way back up the track, Keegan driving away.
Oh, look, the sun's gone, Steve. A lot clearer out there.
A lot clearer than it sure is as we ride on board the Inspire You drone. Ryan Parry makes his way up to the wall. Keegan's actually further up, almost a kiss up from the lead car, the Active VMA S14. Comes through, top end of the teardrop now. See how they take it.
Yeah, nice throttle there. Bit of a bobble there by Scott Keegan in the chase, trying to close that proximity up. Ryan Parry just setting the car right up, looking at the thing, popping and banging right up on the wall there. Putting a show on for the crowd out there. Hope you guys are enjoying this. This is your final battle in the top 8 before they progress now into the top 4 battles. But let's check out the Repco replay here. Ryan just taken away. Look at that by Scott Keegan though. Nice wide line. Really not worrying too much about the proximity there. Just trying to run that wide line on the sweeper there. So they slow the cars down into the teardrop. Get hard on the throttle. Try and rotate the car nicely before they push back up onto that wall where they're putting a show on. Trying to get those cars scraping those rear bumpers right up in the fan's face there. There's a lot of people along that sweeper there, isn't there, Steve?
There sure are. Enjoying the drifting here at Baypark. Of course, the area that you see that's empty behind, there's actually a huge number of crowd on the left-hand side of the shot. Half the stadium is almost full. Let's have a look and see who's going to win, and it's going to be Ryan Parry gets 2 strikes. Dayton Templeman said no, so Ryan Parry will go through into the top 4. So Case Pullenbury on the left-hand side going up against Daniel Edwards. We've got Ryan Parry on the right-hand side going up against Tyler West. This is the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship. This is the Pro Sport. The top 4 is done. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after the break.
Welcome back to Mercury Bay Park. We are celebrating 20 years of Valvoline D1NZ, and the big boys aren't too far away, but we've got to sort out who wins pro sport. Can Case Pullenbury, the champion-elect, go all the way and win this round? You are about to find out. Here comes the top four, baby.
Well, here comes the top four. All right, let's talk about that top four. Case Pullenbury will go up against Daniel Edwards. Ryan Parry will take on Tyler Westcole. Case Pullenbury, can he go all the way?
Well, we've seen it all year so far. The man can drive. He can drive real well, smooth, consistent. The pressure doesn't seem to get to him. Realistically, you know, like he's got to say, well, I've won the championship, so that's sick. Let's see if I can win the round. Now, this is the kind of round where you've you get a bit more of a bragging right.
Absolutely.
You know, it's the final round. It's Baypark. It's on the wall, and I have to say, like, I've seen his first laps out there in practice, and I was just gobsmacked. Right on the wall. You know, putting the car right in the places that the.
Well, this is the first battle in at the top four. Case Pullenbury will start moving out there in the CK Earthworks. Talking about earthworks, rock and rubble on the side of this car here. This is Daniel Edwards. Great to see him as part of the Pro Sport Championship for 2023. These guys here are the breeding ground of future champions as we get ready to line them up. You see they're getting warmth into the front wheels. Why is that important?
Well, it's starting to cool down now. You know, the rubber really doesn't have the grip that it did before. So, you know, you want all that grip on those front wheels. It's pretty easy to get heat in the rear wheels. Look at that, you know. Fire the bags up and you get a little bit of heat in those rear wheels. But the fronts, you know, they've been sitting for a while and they can really cool down quite quickly. So, you want to make sure, yeah, you've got plenty of heat in those front tyres. Especially now, you know, like, what did we have? 6 degrees last night? It was crazy.
Yeah, it was absolutely freezing.
It's freezing.
All right, we'll see them lined up side by side. All right, well, let's see how it goes as they get ready to be released. Case Pullenbury, our champion-elect, going up against Daniel Edwards. What can the champ do? He's 18 years of age, little dabs of that left brake, but now he's hard on the gas. He's settled the car down. He'll get ready to switch. Heading down, inside clip just off. That's probably a nice job for him, and now he'll work his way through. Daniel Edwards, though, a beautiful job to stay on board. But Case, he's winding up the rubber band. Shallower line, gains back proximity. We know that. Oh, look how close they are. Contact between the two. Another right rear S15 tail light. Tries to exit the vehicle. And will make his way back down. Turn themselves around. And we'll get ready for the second part of the battle. We'll expect to see... Well, let's have a look at the Repco replay. This was a solid chase run. I mean, Case put down a nice lead run. Check out the chase. They're side by side as they get hard on the gas. You'll see them start getting ready to switch. And then up into the teardrop. Case, heavy on the accelerator. But look at the proximity. I thought that Case was going to leave the building, but check out what happens next, Cole.
Yeah, I'd left the building for a moment, but wow, look at that by Daniel Edwards. Come in sort of on a bit of a funny angle in my eyes, you know. Yeah, got right up there. But really didn't have the smooth proximity that we all like to see, where you just sit right up on that rear quarter and holding the car just off the other car in front of you.
There we go, just getting undone. Don't bother putting it back on.
Oh, look.
Sheeby.
Just
right.
had the nod. Hey, guys, assemble at 6 p.m. for the parade lap. Oh, man, does that mean we get to do laps?
There we go.
Well, there we go. The next part of this battle, Steve. We have Daniel Edwards.
Daniel Edwards, all right. He will be in the lead position. Champion-elect, Go Loco on the side of Case Pullenbury will be in the chase. That was a solid chase, the first one up. What can Case do from the same position? Just sliding in. just looking for corrections and stuff. Case just holding it beautifully. Nice job up front though by Daniel Edwards.
Yeah, probably not as high up on the bank as we'd like to see, or if you went lead for lead for Daniel Edwards, but smooth around here. Case really shorting the track to keep that proximity up as they transition now back up onto the bank. But look at the speed that Daniel Edwards has. He's obviously not right up on the bank like we want to see, but still doing a pretty smooth job finishing that section. So ladies and gentlemen, give these guys a round of applause. These are your top 4 drivers in the Pro Sport League. Yeah, look at that, Daniel Edwards. Nice up here, just a little bit on the left foot brake, trying to hold the car nice and steady. Probably could have been another half a car higher on the sweeper there, but Cody keeping good proximity, transitioning actually before Daniel Edwards into the teardrop there, Steve, as they drive through the last part of that section, pushing now right up onto the wall. Well, that's where they should have been, up on the wall, but as you can see, look at that, Case Pullenburry's wheels right down on the inside by the yellow line, and Daniel Edwards sort of a mid-track line there.
One of the things that's really impressed me about Case Pullenburry is his ability to just hold his front wheels on lock and just not have too many corrections. 1, 2, 3, judges agree. Case Pullenburry takes the win. He'll go through into the final.
Yeah, focus. You can see that young fella focus, you know, not too many things distracting him. Still got his mind on the job, and that is to roll on through to the final, which he is actually now, isn't he? Is he in the final?
He's in the finals now. He's going to go up against the winner of Ryan Parry versus Tyler West. The only thing I've hear that there might be a possibility is that because of timing and ensuring pro finishes, I don't know if we're going to be battling for 3rd position.
Oh, really? Yeah, they are quite far behind.
So, yeah, just to confirm, I've just heard that now that there will be no battle for 3rd and 4th position. So that will go down to, I guess, qualifying order. So if that's the case, 5th place was Daniel Edwards. And then Tyler West, where did he qualify? 6th. Oh, so Ryan Parry, he qualified in 7th.
Wow, that's close.
Whoever
that's
loses this one here
5, 6, 7.
4th. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 1. Case 1. But look how the cream rises to the top.
Does indeed, Steve. Oh, yeah, we just had confirmation, so no 3rd and 4th. How did you find that out, Steve? You just...
Well, I've been had a lot to do with drifting over the last decade.
Here we go.
I've learnt a lot just knowing the rules and having that's onto race control. The only thing I've got to do is make sure I don't tell people what I'm not supposed to tell people. The crowd's still building. We go through to 10 o'clock this evening.
Yeah, hopefully everyone's nice and snug out there. Got your jackets. Send a few blankets out there. Make sure you pop down. Grab yourself some refreshments and some hot food there. Keep you going through the night as we're obviously about to get closer to the big boys coming out on track.
Absolutely. You can see the crowd certainly doing a great job building up. They'll come through, and one of the things I get to do it all the time, there's this place called Tray of Plenty. They've got just beautiful barbecue food here. Did you try it yesterday?
No.
Incredible.
Really?
Spike and the team from Tray of Plenty. They're always here at the Speedway, so I sort of nipped on over and...
Where's that?
Just down by the right-hand side of the...
So gate 2? Down by gate 2?
Get in.
Nice bit of a food beverage down there. Jeez Louise.
What's happened, Cole? Tell me more.
We just heard it right out of the race control here that Ryan Parry has 1 minute to get to the line or he will forfeit this battle. So
and if he forfeits the battle, he goes from... Oh, look, there goes our camera team. Got a huge production team. Mentioned that earlier on. Okay, Tyler West is up.
Here we go. Look at this.
He's got 1 minute.
Ryan Parry, where are you, mate? Shake a leg. You need to get to the line or this battle's going to be all over. So
when did the 1 minute start?
Past. Yeah. I think they've been waiting a wee while by the sound. So, yeah, here we go. Tyler West heading out to line up for his battle, waiting on Ryan Parry. And at the moment, he's a no-show. So, not obviously ideal. No, there he is. Look at that. Just in the nick of time.
Oh, I think there was 3 seconds remaining.
Perfect. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We have the next top 4 battle up out here. Tyler West versus Ryan Perry.
Yeah, Ryan Perry in the active VMA S14? 30.
Yeah, both S14s by the looks. So this is for the last spot in the final.
And whoever comes second in this battle, instant 4th position.
Instant 4th position.
Yeah, because there is no battle for 3rd because of time.
Oh, because Daniel Edwards qualified higher than both of these two.
Yep, so Daniel Edwards
Gotcha.
will take the 3rd spot on the podium.
Gotcha.
Boss Powder Coating Fleet Tires on the side of Tyler West's car. Active VMA, naming right sponsor for Ryan Perry. Perry in the S14 will start heading out. NZ Soap and Candle. That's one of my favourite sponsors because I've got no idea what they do. Oh, soap and candles.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
The window goes up. We get ready to go again. And look how much smoke Perry's already producing. Tyler West just got grip and off he goes.
And look at that, Tyler West just sit the car right up on the wall. What a drive there by Tyler West. Putting the car all the way round on that concrete wall. Now as they both dive into the teardrop here, Steve. Look, this is where Tyler West throws a lot of angle and sort of stalls the car up a little bit there.
It just gets back up on the gas again. But look at Ryan Perry really trying to get on the bumper. Knock, knock, who's there? Oh, there was a bit of a moment there. Left foot brake applied. Off we go to finish.
Great lead run, I have to say. Great lead run there by Tyler West.
And that's, of course, is for a place in the battle. Repco replay, let's check out.
Look at that by Tyler West, right up on the wall. What a great lead run there by that man. Absolutely stellar. As they duck now in, sorry there Steve, as they tuck now here into the teardrop. Just huge amounts of angle he's able to carry through the later part of that. And then Ryan Perry really trying to close the door, get right up on the door here. And it just has a little moment, stabs the brake just too hard.
Second time in the same thing. It was almost like he was just taking a dive that just didn't go the way he needed to. It's his turn now to lead him out though, Ryan Perry in the NZ Soap and Candle Active VMA S14. He's going to be going up against Tyler. Second half of the battle. Who is going to win? Who is going to win this battle? Who's going to take a spot in the final? The other person goes home in 4th position.
That's it. Ryan Perry putting the car as high as he can now there. Just see a little bit of a handbrake grab, trying to drag the car back up onto the wall. Put a bit of a gap. Big gap, Steve.
He comes through and closes it up though, but you can see, look at, he's just billowing smoke. There's a big difference between himself and Tyler West. Again, another gap formed.
Tyler West really shortened the track up right up on that yellow line, just trying to shortcut to keep back up, catch back up on that proximity, but wow, what a drive there by
what way are they going to go for that one there?
Lead.
Solid lead run, got straight in. He'd already formed a gap between himself and Tyler West. As he moved on out, you can see Tyler West again trying to close it up, back on the gas, and just, I can't get over there how much smoke he's producing.
You've got to really look though, lead for lead, like Ryan Perry doing a great job here out in the lead, but just probably, I have to say, definitely nowhere near as smooth as Tyler West, but Tyler just couldn't keep up. Look at the angle he's really had to pull out of the car to try and keep up. It was just like it was down on horsepower. So a bit of a shame there for, hey, I could be wrong, but for Tyler West in the chase run, really just getting left behind in all different sectors. So this is going to be an interesting one. 1, 2, 3. Ryan Perry gets the win into the final here.
So Perry gets the win, a great drive by him. Tyler West, 4th place is what he's going to have to settle for.
Good drive there, I have to say. Real good drive by both of those guys, really stepping it up, as we see now here, Steve, in the top 4. So are we going to smash straight into the final?
Yeah, I think.
So Ryan is fresh set of tyres on. as he's going to be going up against Case Pullenburry. So that's going to be a good battle right there.
All right, well, you know what? We caught up earlier on with Case Pullenburry. This is the champion. Let's have a chat to him now.
Pro Sport is the starting point for D1NZ drifters. After moving from grassroots track days, it's time to take the next step to competition drifting. Over the years, we've seen many big names step into pro. Darren Kelly, a 3-times champion, Liam Burke, Taylor James, the Jenkins brothers, Nico Reed and Cody Pullenburry. And there's another Pullenburry in the form of Case leading the championship. We caught up with the soon-to-be crowned Pro Sport champion.
This year has been pretty unreal. Yeah, we're coming into the last round and we've already wrapped up our championship, so that's a big goal for us. Came close last year, so to get it this year it's been Pro Sport's definitely the stepping stone here in New Zealand for to one day get to pro. So it's huge, yeah. And the amount of drivers, we're getting more and more drivers. As you can see, we've got a pretty big round this round, so. Yeah, pretty stoked, to be honest. And the driving levels just keeps climbing. So no, yeah, it's a cool development into the pro. Hopefully, step up to pro next year would be a real cool one. Just yeah, as long as we can get the backing to do it and stuff like that, then yeah, we'll make that leap and see if we can go hang it with some of the bigger names. So that'd be cool.
Pullenburry could actually turn out to be a 4-time winner, 4 rounds in Pro Sport here in 2023. Can he go all the way and have a perfect record? The battle for number 1 is next.
Well, it's the Valvoline D1NZ. It is final time, Pro Sport. Can this kid go all the way? Case Pullenburry, what a season he's had, Cole.
He definitely has. Been one of the ones to catch your eye, really dominated. And obviously, I really hope he steps up next year. I think he will be. He'll be obviously teaming up with his brother and hopefully hitting the pro rounds, because there is a lot of talent in that young fella. And it'll be really good to see him progress. But just showing the car control, and obviously what a great car that the team has built. Reliable. He's just been able to get out there, drive, put the car in the exact positions that the judges have wanted to see. We've just seen, I guess, just a real domination from him in his driving skill. It's been really, really good to see that the newcomers are coming back, are up in the sport, and they have some serious amounts of skills.
They certainly do. Look at the lights, they're certainly on. These ones here, they were produced so that we could have sports such as ourselves and have broadcast quality. Hey, while I've got the opportunity, race fans, we've got some cars blocking our state highway gate. If you think this might be one of you, please move your car or we're going to have to move it for you. When we say we, I'm talking about the team from Bay Venues. They've got this beautiful thing called a Manitou. They can get under anything, lift it up, and they'll move it out of the way. So there's it's obviously a safety issue, as well as if you want to get out tonight, you're probably going to want to move those things. There goes the team there. Where's your crowd?
Pass. That's not my crowd. They're down there. You can see.
That is. That's your. No, they're not. You're right. First ballers.
Yeah, the crowd. All nice and cozy out there. It's about. Oh look, we've got some heavy hitters about to fire up. We've got Fangadan sitting in there. Oh wow, that's quite a few cars blocking the highway entrance there.
Yeah, so I think the Bay Venues team are going to give you an hour to get rid of. There's about 3 black cars over there. Looks like Jesse Greenslade's People Mover, Ute, and they're going to be moved with a Manitou. So there's about 8 of them. They're just going to hook on and drag your car out of the way for the, and I think one of them looks like a Merc. So look at these cars lining up. We've got one more battle to go in Pro Sport. That is the final. Well, the crowd continues to build here. A beautiful evening here in the Bay of Plenty. First time I can say sunny Bay of Plenty for the last 2 weeks. Nothing but rain. And look at all that clay. Now, who lifted all of that up? Cole, was that you? I think it was.
Might have been me. Might have been me on a Sunday with Jason from P3, one of the local contractors as well. Yeah, it was a rainy day. Diggers supplied by Mimiko as well. We had a 21 tonner and a 12 tonner, and yeah, one day got it peeled back. Clay sat to the side, and I have to say, and I must find out his name because he was an absolute star. But he had a Posi Track Bobcat, and we just skimmed off because they'd put the new clay down on the track. We only took off probably the top 3/4, and then this bloke, and I must find his name out from Rex because he was the man, and ripped off the bottom layer and just ripped it all the way through, made it so clean for us to clear it up. Obviously, we've also got some other local lads out there. Mark from Detail X, a few of those lads are out here, earthwork projects. They get things done around here, around the local Bay of Plenty here.
Yeah, that's the, you see the terracotta in the background?
Yeah, that's what we pulled up.
And that's essentially, so that's what the speedway track looks like normally, and then Cole and his mates, they come through and lift it all up. So underneath the track is a whole lot of concrete.
And honestly, every time, and I'm talking, every time we go to take the clay off, we have the worst weather. Like, we had 14, 15 days of no sunshine.
Yeah.
So we put that concrete down, did a great job, got it set, got it in there, and didn't even have time to set. And then finally, the event starts, and we just have beautiful sky. So, as I say, lucky, we've got some great help in behind the D1NZ team.
Yeah, absolutely.
That makes this all happen. Obviously, the Baypark Speedway team, you know, Richard does such a great job with all their team as well.
Richard Wilson?
Yep, Richard Wilson. He might be here. He'll probably be in his office working, making sure nothing's going wrong.
I don't know if he won tickets. I know that they...
what do you mean, won tickets?
Yeah, Bay Venues. You can't just turn up here just because you work here. So they gave out a whole lot of tickets. Only 4 tickets to give away to staff. So I came through and said, how about I give you another 10?
Jeez, Mr. High Roller.
I didn't get a... you probably... Nah, you wouldn't have paid for your corporate box. Surely not. You'd better not have.
Nah.
They gave me that whole room over there.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm here with you.
Yeah, I know. We don't even get to see the live action. We're just tucked up in a...
We're both going to run away later.
Yeah, nice and warm corporate box. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is your final Pro Sport drivers. We have Case Pullenbury and Ryan Parry out there. This is going to be a great battle, and I'm going to let Steve lead this off because this is what he does.
This is what he does. This is what they do. We've got the best, and they are side by side, ready to take on Mercury Baypark. This is the Valvoline D1NZ National Drifting Championship, and they are getting ready to go. We've got the CK Earthworks machine. It's 2JZ under the bonnet. It's an S15. It is Case Pullenbury, and he is charging. Up in front, in behind will be Ryan Parry. Ryan Parry already billowing smoke. Massive loss of traction, exactly what you want to see. But Case, look at him come through as he fires down into the teardrop.
Well, I have to say, he's done a good job of gaining that proximity back, but a real silly move there by Ryan Parry, just taking so much throttle, getting no drive, and just got left behind. Look at the gap that he's now trying to gain back up, but Case Pullenbury running the high line, and Ryan Parry just trying to catch back up because, yeah, that was not a great start from him. Just absolutely lit the rear tyres on fire.
And it's never good when you get that happen. You can see how much smoke's there.
Yeah, good, all good having smoke, but you got no drive.
Absolutely.
Look, you just got like 4 or 5 car lengths just.
Which means shallowing up and corrections.
Oh, you said it, Steve. Wow, you've learned a lot over the last few years, haven't you?
From you. So he comes through, he's on the line. Case, he knows exactly where to be. Comes through, gets the power of the 2JZ, and up on the wall. A gap's formed, but he starts to close it down. Dab of the left foot brake, you see it happen again. That's giving that chase driver an opportunity to close up.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth through there, I have to say. What a lead for the grand final is our Case Pullenbury. What is going on? Why can we not see him? Uh-oh. Not how you want to finish the final. But hopefully he's just letting the car cool down. It's a tactic we used to do back in the day. Uh-oh, no. Trying to get a bit of a push going on. Here's our main man from Valvoline himself.
Yeah, Rod's here. He's a great fan of drifting.
Yeah, Rod's been at every single event for the Valvoline D1NZ, making sure things go nice and smoothly.
Tony G's walked in the room. He's going to kick you out so we can talk about you. And then Warren Sear's going to join us so we can talk about champions. But until then, we've got the final, the second half. Are they going to crown a round winner? We're certainly going to crown a champion. IC Bank, CK Earthworks, Go Loco. It is Case Pullenbury. He has to chase down Ryan Parry in the VMA Active S14. It's S14 versus 15. The young gun, the 18-year-old in the chase position.
Yeah, Case Pullenbury entered really early. I thought he would have held back, but hey, I'm eating my words right now. He's keeping a clean bit of proximity right now.
Oh, that's a big dive.
Way off track there. Giving it away to the Pro Sport champion himself. But ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet. This is your final for the Pro Sport. And look at this of Case Pullenbury right up on the door there.
Oh, that is a run and a half. Look at the chase. This kid's showing why he is a champion. He's got the hand out the window. He is your 2023 champion. Let's check out the replay. Let's see how he does it.
Yeah, what a great final. Great final right there, Steve.
Oh, just a smooth job. We can see a nice job up front by Ryan Parry, but at this point here, he just comes through. Case, I thought he was going to throw it away, dive down really low, but no,
he did.
Because one car chucking a wheel off.
Yeah, he just came in a little bit fast there with Ryan Parry, but look at that transition there by Case Pullenbury, and now just a bit shallower line, but just look at the proximity there. Tips a bit of angle on the car, a little bit wobbly all over the show, but what a final that was, ladies and gentlemen. That was your Pro Sport final.
That was the Pro Sport final. That was a battle and a half. Cole Armstrong's going to head off, and let's see who is going to get the win. Are we going to see a result, or are they going to go straight through? At this point, Tony G is going to come back and join us, and I'm sure he's been out there soaking up the atmosphere.
Oh, good evening, Steve. What an electric atmosphere it is here at Mercury Baypark Stadium as well. I had the pleasure of being down in one of the corporate boxes there, hanging out with some mates, and absolutely fantastic. What a final. Case Pullenbury, your new Pro Sport champion, and Ryan Parry. A little bit of a soft spot for Ryan. He's a Rotorua boy, and seen him come through the ranks at various events through the history of drifting and whatnot. So who are we going to see take the win here? Case Pullenbury on the left and Ryan Parry on the right. Beautiful looking pit scenes as well. Isn't it so professional looking?
It's incredible. I know it's amazing venue. It's amazing look. I know that we've got the inside of the track as well. Let's go and see who's on the inside. Stephen McIver.
So guess what we're going to do? We're going to wait till the podium to decide who wins the round, and then also crown our champion in Pro Sport and Valvoline D1NZ. Oh, so much to look forward to. Do not move. are locked and loaded to Valvoline D1NZ. A pretty cool night. We're going to announce the winner of the round and also the championship for Pro Sport in just a moment. But what we're going to do first is we're going to find some Drift Kings, because a little bit later on tonight, we are going to introduce you to all the Drift Kings. There's going to be a Drift Kings parade. So that is something to look forward to right here at Mercury Baypark. I got to say, everybody, having a good time? Actually, I love coming to the Bay of Plenty, but you sound really quiet. One more time. Are you having a good time, Mercury Baypark? That's what we're talking about. That is what we are talking about. All right. Drift Kings coming your way a little bit later on tonight, but let's meet some of them before you see them.
Hey, my name's Justin Rood. I won the D1NZ Championship way back in 2004, the second year that we ran it.
Jairus Tamati Wharero, and I won the 2003 championship.
My name's Adam Richards. I won the D1NZ Drifting Championship in 2005.
My name's Liam Burke, and I won the 2020 New Zealand Drifting Championship.
So my name's Gaz Whiter, and I've won the D1NZ 4 times.
Oh my God, there's so many great memories I've had through D1NZ.
Oh, there's so many.
There's a lot of great memories, a lot of good times with a lot of good friends.
One of my best memories would be probably winning for the 4th time. It was quite a challenging year. We blew a few motors. Actually lost my mum that year, which was really hard. So to overcome all that at the same time win the championship was pretty awesome. So yeah, it was just a tough year.
When we used to compete, it was all based on fun. It was just us out there having fun, and the competition side of it was kind of secondary to us, just having fun with our mates, basically. So, and just getting to meet so many people.
I guess it would be right in those early days. More than likely that first championship for me. The infancy of the sport in New Zealand was such a, a new thing, and getting the opportunity to win the championship was great. It was overwhelming. It was awesome.
I mean, certainly winning the championship was a highlight. And there were lots of other wins and great times along the way, but I guess winning the championship has got to be a highlight. But yeah, there was a lot of fun times. We had a lot of fun.
One of the biggest ones is battling some of my idols. So got to have a battle with, say, Gaz, Thanger. Had some pretty epic battles along the way. So many, it's actually hard off the top of my head to sort of list them at the moment, but I had some awesome times.
The future of New Zealand drifting, I mean, it's pretty amazing. I've walked around the pits here tonight and I just seen so many new faces, especially in the pro sport class. There's just a lot of keen dudes out there with amazing machinery, and there's just so many of them, you know. I'm trying to meet them all. I'll catch up with them tomorrow as well, but yeah, it's incredible how many young dudes there are that are just keen.
What I would say to someone that's coming into the sport and that's somewhat interested, just dive into it. Commit and see if it's a fit for you.
The biggest thing I think I learned, as far as just the simple going drifting and getting better at drifting, but if you can keep your vehicle relatively simple and reliable and you can just do lots of driving, you're going to be a better driver.
Get the seat time while you can. Grassroots is so much cheaper, and you'll learn so much more in your car while it's underpowered. Yeah, it's a wild ride, and once you jump into it, hopefully the competition will bring the better out of you.
It's just time in the seat, and anyone can do it if they're dedicated. So my advice is just start small and have fun.
Yes, it's all about the Drift Kings a little bit later on. We'll crown a new Drift King here in 2023, but we've also got to announce who won the round here for Pro Sport. But before we do that, let's talk to the guy that finished 3rd, Dan Edwards. Happy the way the season has rolled out to finish 3rd in this round at least.
Yeah, mate, it's been an up and down roller coaster, but honestly, I don't even know what to say.
Well, say something. How about thanking your sponsors?
Yeah, I couldn't thank them enough. Rock and Rubble, Radial Tires. I've got Part Select, the Bistro, Infinity Auto Works. Oh, mate, the list goes on, honestly.
Oh, we're going to do the Academy music to slow you up. So, mate, congratulations. You're going to be on the podium in just a moment. But what we haven't done is decided who wins the round. Ryan Parry or Case Pullenbury. Who's it going to be, I wonder? Well, your round winner in the final round of Pro Sport D1NZ is Case Pullenbury. Okay, well, I'm going to go to number 2 first. Ryan Parry. tough against a guy who has dominated all season.
Oh, definitely. He's really does, and I'm just proud to be able to verse him in the top 3. So,
talk to me about your season. How do you feel it's gone?
Oh, this last round has been amazing. The last 3 I've had car troubles and stuff like that, but just awesome.
Well done, brother. All right, Case, come up here. Don't show away. Congratulations. I think that makes you have won every round this season.
Yeah, I mean, speechless. I don't even know what to say. Just shout out to everyone that made this season happen. All my sponsors, Core Civil, the boys up top. Thanks, guys. Coming on just before the season. Shout out to the boys. Haltech and James. Their partnership together is something special, and it just keeps all of our cars just running mint all season. So without them, wouldn't be able to even put it anywhere near a top step.
Mate, I'm not going to talk to you again because you have won the championship as well, okay? You know that as it is. So you've won the Pro Sport Championship. Everybody is asking, does Case Pullenbury step up to D1NZ in 2024?
Well, we'll see. But definitely anyone out there, for sponsors, so I mean, pros are a big. It's a big step up, but we'll see if we can get it together. We'll come as a team.
Hang on a minute. Hey, Baypark, should Case Pullenbury drive in D1 next year? Okay, all I'm going to say is sort it out. Let's get ready for the podium. All right, this is the podium for the round win in Pro Sport, the final round in 2023. And third place in the round goes to Dan Edwards. Rod McLean, our major sponsor from Valvoline, presenting Dan with his third place. In second place, Ryan Perry. And your round winner and champion-elect, Case Pullenbury. Okay, boys, hold those trophies up high for the photographers. Now, get on and spray some champagne because we've got to also announce the championship. Okay. Clear the podium, boys. I know this sounds a little bit crazy, but this is how we're going to do it. So now, folks, we crown our champions and our podium in the championship for 2023. In third position in Pro Sport for the championship, please welcome back Dan Edwards. In second position, who's standing right beside me because we haven't spoken to him, and that is Trevor, just quickly, second in Pro Sport, better than you expected?
Oh man, for our first season, it's absolutely unbelievable. We're absolutely over the moon.
Well, congratulations, mate. Get up on the podium. Second position, Pete Drever. Rod McLean from Valvoline doing the job as always. And folks, drift fans, lovers of the smoke show, your champion in Pro Sport in 2023. Give it up one more time for Case Pullenbury. And there is your championship podium for 2023. Hold the trophies high, lads. And now you can spray some champagne again. How good? How good is this? Yeah, douse the champion. He deserves it. And there you go, folks. That's our championship podium for Pro Sport in 2023. Case Pullenbury has been dominant from the get-go. He has been a whirlwind. But guess what? We've got a crown of Drift King, so stay with us right here as we celebrate 20 years of Valvoline D1NZ.